Hey guys, Darren here. Welcome to Mayhem Country Living. We're actually going up the outside basement steps. I don't know if I've ever shown you guys this. These are aloe vera that we have picked up from Walmart floor. They were in the floor of the garden section, and that was over the summer, and they're all doing pretty good. It's about time to bring them in though. This is our big one. This stuff is really good. You know what aloe vera is for, so I'm not going to talk a whole bunch about that. Got to do a little bit more stuff. We're trying to get everything situated and squared up. But I did want to talk to you a couple of minutes. Someone had asked a question, and I thought it was a very valid question about chickens, chicken poop, and what do you do with it? Seems reasonable. More to come. Okay guys, now we're back. James Jenkins had sent me a comment, very good comment, and a lot of people don't quite know about it. He said he heard that chicken poop was really hard to compost. Kind of, sort of. And how do you go about doing it? Because I had mentioned in one of the previous videos that I'm going to take old chicken poop and litter, the hay, and put it in the garden and get everything ready for next year. And I do that. So chicken poop is indeed a very hot manure. Now, it is a heavy nitrogen manure. Chickens poop, and they poop out their liquid with their solid. It all comes out of one hole. And it is a very, very hot poop. Hotter than cow, hotter than bison, goat, sheep, rabbit, basically if it's avian or bird related, it's going to be a really hot poop. So chicken, duck, goose, turkey, guineas, quail, hot manure, really hot manure. And you have to be careful when you put it into your garden and incorporate it into your soil. It's fantastic. In my opinion, for what it's worth, it's one of the better manures. Now, is it one of the fastest manures? No. I would say rabbit, goat, or sheep manure is probably better to, just for putting direct application. But it's a really good manure to incorporate into a compost, because it will heat your compost pile up. Heating it up kills weed seeds and allows for certain bacteria to grow, kills certain bacteria. It's a science. I could talk about it for hours, but in a nutshell, yes, incorporate chicken poop as much as you can into your garden, James. You need to let it cool off for one season. The more carbon that would be hay, leaf litter, stuff like that you incorporate it into it, the faster it will process and the better off you will be. And the sooner you will be able to use it. I'll be damned. Here's Edward. Damn cat. So it is fantastic. In one of the previous videos I mentioned, you don't have to have chickens on your homestead, your whatever it is you want to call it, on your property or anything like that. You don't have to have them. That they are not critical. All you have to do is do the things that the chicken would do, and that would be to eat the waste and till everything clean your garden, and kill bugs and pests. And I know it sounds kind of like a smart-ass comment or a response, but that's the way it is from a permaculture aspect. You don't have to have pigs. You just, if you have an area or a homestead, you just need to incorporate what the pigs would do, and you would need to furnish it yourself. The chickens, same thing. My chickens till down to about 1 inch, and they till this area, which is about, I honestly can't, quarter acre. And I have another quarter acre on the other side of the fence that they'll go to, and I can incorporate them. So I rotate them through. So next year, the chickens here will be on the other side of the fence in that back section. This can become garden. Chickens will fertilize and refresh the ground on that side while I have a garden on this side. And the next year we'll change it over and flop it around. I had mentioned in the previous video that I'm going to do some sheep. Edward says yes. What up, Edward? That's Edward. He's like 12 or 13 years old. And I think it will be good. It's another meat source. We went down from 100 chickens to 30 laying hens, plus roosters, plus all the chicks. So actually about 40 now. And we're able to feed everybody off of 3 bags of feed. Feed is expensive now. That's something you need to think of. You know, what you're going with, what you're doing, what you're looking at. It's even expensive to feed cats that don't do nothing. Edward, you better get a YouTube channel. So, what we're doing is trying to maximize our return and create a bounty and return the surplus back into the land or to our neighbors. All of these are principles of permaculture, which is a whole nother year or two of videos. But that's what we're looking to do. The way things are looking, it is important to make sure that you have good soil so you can grow if you have the space to grow. I tell people all the time, because they look at the stuff that I'm doing and they say, I can't believe you're doing that. I am not here to grow plants. I am here to grow soil. If I grow soil, we can grow anything. We do need to begin to incorporate worm beds into our composting. That's something we actually really need to look at doing. We have a lot of fire ants here in Alabama, lower Alabama. A little below halfway down Alabama. That's about the best I can describe it. So, fire ants are a problem. Fire ants and worm beds are problematic. So we're going to have to figure out something to do. I've tried to do them, and then the fire ants, instead of growing worm beds, I ended up growing fire ant beds because the fire ants are so prolific. And you don't really want to use a whole lot of chemicals while you're taking care of them, preventing. Do you, Edward? Edward says no. He said chemicals are bad. Yeah, unless it's meth. And he's a recovering meth cat. So police used to use him to sniff out meth labs. Didn't they, Edward? He said, I can't talk about that. He's a good cat. But this is some of the stuff you think about and consider. Worm castings would be really good. You could start making a lot of teas and everything to go around your property. We got fruit trees in our orchard and everything, so it's something that we're always trying to incorporate nutrients into the ground, because if we feed the ground, and not to get all woo or anything like that, if you feed the ground will feed you, ultimately, once you figure it out. It's a process. It really is. Isn't it, Edward? Edward. He's so uppity. He's kind of like a Zen master. Edward. Yeah. Anyway, guys, that's my thought. There's a lot of stuff we have to incorporate, and it's just a process. But it's a really good question. Thank you for asking, James, and I appreciate it. I may start just answering and responding a lot of these questions in video forms. Hope this helps. Take care of your people, guys.